I think I struck a chord with a lot of people. Yesterday, I made a video about how important, the most important decision you can ever make in your life is to choose a life partner, a good life partner. And a lot of people messaged me about this message. Let us continue the conversation today. Yes. Did you know that if you choose a wrong career, you can always turn it back? You can always quit and go back and change careers. If you work for a company for 20 years, 30 years, 5 years, you can always quit and join another company. Did you know that if you move to a country or a state or a town or a city, that eventually you just feel like you're not able to stabilize in and to settle in, you can always move, call a moving company, clear out your lease or sell your house, and pack your bags and go to another city. Did you know that if you work for a company and you do not like your boss, you do not like the environment of the company, you can always come home in the evening and be with your beautiful family. You can leave the work at work and leave the company over there and come home to a stable environment or a different kind of environment and be able to separate yourself from your work. You have weekends off your work. Most of you who don't work 24/7 and you carry work home, even if you carry work home, you still have a way to separate yourself emotionally, psychologically, physically from your company, from your job. Weekends, you go with your friends out to play golf. You go to the gym with your girlfriends. You go for coffee. You go for dinner. You can actually go somewhere else and have a conversation that does not rotate around your workplace, around your business, around the schedule at work, around the meetings you have. There's a way to separate yourself from your work. If you're in school, you know that after 7 years, after 5 years, after 4 years, after 2 years, after 6 months, this course is so hard, I can't sleep, I'm stressed, I'm tired, but it has an end time. I'm going to go somewhere else and then I will not be able to stay here forever. This is not forever. You can separate yourself. There's so many circumstances and lifestyles that you can actually tell as history in the past because you can simply move on and go start something else and go be somebody else. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this to remind you that if you marry a wrong spouse, if you marry a wrong wife, a wrong husband, and yes, there's such thing as a wrong wife, a wrong husband, somebody who God did not intend for you to marry, somebody whom you married without consulting God, the maker, the one who knows your destiny, somebody who cannot fit in your destiny that God has called you to live here on earth. We all have destinies. And we all have lives that God has prepared and created for us to live here on earth. And you owe it to yourself to pray and ask God, what is it that you created for me to do? And once you discover what you're here to do, once you discover who you are in Christ, then that moment start to seek a partner that fits in that life. Who did God create for you to be in that life with? The reason why I gave you and I listed all the reasons why you can leave your company, come home and all this is because I'm trying to get you to a point to realize that when you marry a wrong partner, a wrong spouse, a wrong husband, a wrong wife, it doesn't mean that that person is a bad, evil person. Maybe they're just not meant for you. You are not meant to do life with that particular person. But if you do marry a wrong person, you cannot walk away from them. Just like you can walk away from your company, just like you can walk away from your job, just like you can finish college, you can finish high school, just like you can finish your course that you're studying, just like you can pick up and move to another country, another state, another town, another city. You can never walk away from them. Think about that. Your lives are intertwined forever. forever as long as you live here on earth. And it's not only your lives being intertwined, it's also you have created children. If you do have children in that marriage, you have created a generation of pain. We thank God for the power in the blood of Jesus that redeems us. Yes, your children can be redeemed. Yes, you can be redeemed. But why create such a mess to begin with? Why wouldn't you want to try and do it differently? Why do you want to clean up something that you should have not, you could have avoided all along before? You can't just pick up and leave a marriage halfway through with children involved, with lives involved, a generation involved that you've just created. And then you think, you know what? Oopsie. I made a mistake. I think I need to turn it around and go find somebody. I think I'm in the wrong life. You know, my mother used to say when I was growing up, she used to say, a marriage is not a paper that you get, like a marriage certificate. A marriage is not the wedding that you attend and the dress that you wear or the tuxedo that you wear. A marriage is not the big reception you have. A marriage is children. And when I was young, I was like, what did that mean? Right? Don't you like it that when you get older, you start to appreciate what the older people in your life, especially your parents, used to say? Yes. If you end up having children in that marriage, think about their lives. Okay, you might be watching this and thinking, okay, great, fine, I can get a divorce. I didn't say you can't. I said you can never get away from it. I didn't say you cannot get a divorce. A divorce does not end the repercussions of a bad marriage. Nope. You still have to raise children with that person. You still have to watch your children go through the pain of being from a broken home. You still have to deal with the repercussions of every choice that you guys made, the two of you. So yes, you think, well, I can leave a marriage and go somewhere else. I can leave a marriage and marry somebody else. I didn't say you can't. You know, how many of you remember the companies you worked for that you left? How many of you know and remember all the schools that you left, that you went to school to? How many of you remember the cities you've lived in? Yeah, you have the memory, but they're no longer part of your lives. They no longer affect you. They're in your past. You can speak and tell stories about where you lived, what city you lived in, and you moved on. You can talk about the company. You can talk about, oh, I was in the army. I served in this war and in that war. It's history. You are no longer attached to it in that sense. You were in a way, but not in a sense where it actually affects you every single day or every week or every month. It's not in the way where it affects you, like, you know, you're seeing your children, you're seeing your grandchildren, you're seeing, a marriage is different. A marriage is absolutely different. If you marry the wrong person, prepare to know that person for the rest of your life. If you don't get to know them or stay in touch with them, somehow you have children with that person. Those children are part of that person. And the choices the two of you made, you still see it in those children. You move on, yes, you get your second marriage, your third whatever marriage is, okay? You still are affected by what happened. So in order to avoid all that, allow me to beg you with all my heart. Sincerely pray and beg you. Take the decision of choosing your future wife, your future husband, more serious than any other decision in your life. Do yourself a favor. Pray more. Be aware of what that really means. What does that really mean? Like I said, you can walk away from anything else. But walking away from somebody you have intertwined your life with, created a generation of other people, another people. and you think you're just going to walk away and wash your hands and feel like, okay, I'm going to start afresh. Okay. As I said, God is a God of redemption, and I'm glad He can give you a fresh start, and He does. Most people have come out of those type of marriages, relationships, and God has actually truly restored them with the right people in their lives, and they've lived on to testify the goodness of God. But wouldn't you want to do it differently? What do they say? Prevention is better than cure. So do yourself a favor. And do us a favor, because ultimately, as you live in this world, we benefit from you. We're all here serving each other, chained together as a world, as a people. A healthier person contributes better in society. So I will be benefiting from you if you make the right choices and live a healthy life and live a fruitful life and live an amazing life. I will benefit from you. But if you don't, or if I don't, collectively, we are bringing pain in our societies, in our communities, in our families. And somehow, one way or the other, I will be affected by your choices. You will be affected by my choices. You might be sitting there watching me and saying, how would I be affected by somebody who makes a wrong decision, choosing a wrong partner and creating another generation in another country? Guess what? If you don't think this matters at all, you will send your child to England. Let's say you live in Hawaii, or you live in Nigeria, or you live in South Korea, or you live in Australia. Your child or your grandchild might end up in the same school, same company, same town, same supermarket, same hospital, same football club, same tennis club. And guess what? They can end up meeting the person who made the wrong decisions, daughter or son. Do you see why we're all concerned? Do you see why we all should be concerned? It's not just only about, oh yeah, I don't really care. I know that for my own information, but I'm just going to make sure that I just make a good choice. Great, good for you. But speak about it. Bring this conversation to your community, to your friends, to your workplace, to your church, to whoever you encounter, and let this be important. The same way we speak and ask, oh, which college did you go to? Or which school are you going? Or which neighborhood do you live? Let's just also, are you mindful of whom you're going to choose to be your future partner? Why can't we just have that? Why can't we have that dialogue? Why can't we have that conversation? We can have any other conversation, but not that. And yet it's the most important conversation in life. So if you think this does not concern you, well, just pray that somehow your daughter or your son does not end up meeting someone who grew up in the same home, who was affected by his or her parents chose the wrong partner, and they ended up I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm only laughing at the irony of how people think that we live in this world and we should not be concerned about like what goes on around us, because it's none of our business, because it was not going to affect us. It's too big of a thing, and I'm too small of a person for that to affect me. We are in this world, and it's a circle. The globe is a circle. We end up in each other's faces ultimately, directly, indirectly, knowingly, unknowingly. So let's speak to people who are around us. Let's start this dialogue. Let's break the stigma of thinking, yeah, it's not a big deal to talk about this. And, I don't want to address the fact that, I came from a family that, I don't think my parents should have been married. What's wrong with just being able to understand that so you can be informed and make an informed decision for yourself moving forward? And know how to pray. Sometimes we just don't even know how to pray. We're like, oh Lord, give me a bright future. Give me an amazing future. But how? What does that entail, really, truly, to give you a great future, a great life? What does that entail? So yes, let us start this conversation. Let us speak to our children. Let us speak to our neighbors. Let us address this issue. We know very well brokenness starts in a family. The enemy hates marriages. He hates a stable home. And we all know, you can't deny this. Anybody who grows up in a broken home, somehow they are affected. Somehow something breaks inside of them. Because that's not the order of life. That's not the way God made family to be broken, marriages to be broken. We cannot deny most of the times people we encounter that have hurt us. Hurting people hurt people. And a broken home hurts people. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether you're the one who comes from a broken home or you are about to create one, broken homes produce broken people. Again, I thank God for the power of redemption in the blood of Jesus Christ, the God who saves us and He restores us. But yes, let us try and start from the beginning. Before we start to fix marriages and encourage therapy, I love therapy. Yes, marriage therapy, premarital therapy, during the marriage therapy, whatever therapy. Why don't we just start with the actual issue, the root of the issue, the top root of the issue, and address the idea or the truth that is behind the power in choosing the right or the wrong partner in your life? Why can't we just address that? Why do we have to go on like, oh, because he's so cute, she's so cute, oh, she fits in my life? You don't even know. Have you even asked God? God chooses a partner for you. If you like somebody, ask God. Pray intentionally. Lord, I like him so much. But is this your will, oh Father? I do not want to live a life that you did not make for me. There's many great partners out there that God has kind of lined up for you. But you have to ask God. You have to be willing to accept that we have failed as a society when it comes to marriage. Hollywood portrays marriage as like this, oh, movies and love and romance and all that. You serious? Really? There's a lot more that goes into building a healthy, divine marriage that produces children that actually can be functioning members of society, that go on to build the communities around you, that are not going around broken and unintentionally hurting other people, hence repeating this whole cycle again and again and again. Because we have been so blinded, and the enemy has kind of like disguised himself in this truth, from this truth. Like, we should not be talking about and encouraging people to focus more and pray about the partners that they're going to have in their lives. If you know anybody that would like to hear this message and would like to start this dialogue, please share this video. Please, like, subscribe for more videos to come, because I'll be sharing a lot more on my channel. Again, if you're watching this as a reel, go to the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, where you will be able to see the entire video at Divine Setup 25. Again, Divine Setup 25, and follow me on all my social media handles, Divine Setup 25. Let us continue the dialogue.